Well, it's a pleasure to be here in Galway City Museum. I'm John Waddell, formerly a Professor of Archaeology in NUI Galway. One of the most striking things about the three Aran Islands is the architectural capability of the islanders to build stone forts, churches, and to erect other stone monuments as well. They were able to copy architectural fashions well established on the mainland. And if they were copying fashions in stone, they were most certainly copying fashions in clothing and dress and ornament as well. Today we think of them perhaps in terms of traditional garments, but in the past they would have been well aware of what was being sported by prehistoric people or early medieval people in Clare in particular, which was, I presume, the closest point of contact for many of them. You might well wonder about the feasibility of sea travel off the western coast, because many of us who travel to Aran in poor weather have been struck by just how violent the Atlantic can be. A modern curragh doesn't look like a seaworthy vessel to any great extent, but it is quite possible that in the Bronze Age, our Aran folk had sailing curraghs of some description. And from time to time, we do get, intriguing hints that long-distance travel or exchange took place. The amber beads of ultimately Baltic origin on Dunangasa, for example, are one clear indication of this. It doesn't mean that somebody travelled directly from northern Europe, taking a few sea ferries to the Aran Islands. No, they represented an interlinking network of reciprocal exchange. You just didn't travel in the hope of finding a bit of fish at the end of the day. You were obliged to be given a feast by the person who received your beads, and in return, when they reciprocated, you gave them a feast as well. So we have to imagine it as a much more engaged human event. It's very interesting to take a long, hard look at the great map on display in the museum, because it shows the Atlantic facade of Europe lying on its side, and most of us think of Europe in a very different way. North, south, east, west. The island of Ireland lies off a huge coastline, and it and the island of Britain are basically two small islands, each off a greater landmass.